Well, if you ever wanted to know how a hybrid electric Wrangler would do towing a travel trailer, you're about to find out. Well, it'll be interesting to see how this Jeep Wrangler 4xE tows. It has the same tow rating as the regular Wranglers, well, the V6. I think all the other Wranglers, I think the max is 3,500 pounds, but this has 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, backing it up. So, and it weighs more than a regular Wrangler. This weighs around 5,200 pounds or so. So I think that'll help it be more stable, and the added power and torque I think will pull this camper relatively easy. Now we're going to be we're renting a camper to take out to Big Bend National Park from San Antonio. That's about it's a 7.5 hour drive. It's about 1,000 miles round trip.
To my house. This is my little room style. My bed, and then my
And that one down there, sisters.
You just press the light to turn the light on.
Cool.
And this is my little bed.
It's the air conditioner. It has a fan. Reach that. That's off. Is there a light?
If there wasn't an hour.
It reminds me of an airplane lavatory. Yeah, but don't do it right now. There's no water. It has a fridge.
Right.
No, well, you got to move this thingy out of the way. There. Now you can open it.
And then you open. I have nothing in there because I have to go shopping.
Lock it.
I have to go shopping. And then this is my little stove. I cook.
Fully functional microwave.
Yeah, I like it because it opens like this.
Oh, we got some plates and cups.
These are cups. These are coffee cups. These are plates. These are
Plastic
to eat with.
utensils.
And then this is paper towel for this.
There's a coffee maker in this.
There's also another way. This is like stuff like the cleaners, like stuff. And this is like for like cooking. This is my favorite one because it has a pretty design. These are all my favorite ones because I have a pretty design. And then we have some
pots.
Pot.
Pretty cool.
It's a red house.
I think we're ready. This converts to a bed. You can take this table out. That becomes a platform right there, and then you use that cushion and that cushion, lay it there, and it's pretty much a queen-size bed.
This is how you get up. So you go like this. And your arm, this is my bed.
Awesome. All right, good night. I'm going to bed too.
I have hiding spot.
If you're interested in renting this particular camper, I will put a link below in the description. Check it out.
If you're tall like me, you really got to watch your head on this. I think I've bumped it like 5 times already. I think I'm going to add some air to them. Alright, we're going to make our first pit stop towing with the 4xE. Gas prices are getting ridiculous. I just put 93 octane in. All right, going back to Big Bend again. This time we have my wife Jessica. We have Jasmine, say hi.
Okay.
And we have Brooke.
Right, what are you doing?
What? All right, we just did our first fill up. Only 116 miles. But dang, feel that power. Well, definitely can pull. It's just a matter of the stability, which actually isn't that bad. I'd say we're pushing the limit of the tow rating and the tongue weight. You can see here, we're already almost down to half a tank. We've only gone 53 miles. Now we're getting 8 miles per gallon. Not exactly sure why. I think it's maybe the added hills and it's kind of windy, but this is far less. We're gonna be filling up like every 100 miles or so.
But not that.
475 a gallon.
Yeah, 475.
Okay, just got the worst gas tank mileage, or the worst gas mileage yet that the 4xE has gotten. 8.2 miles per gallon after 67.6 miles. I'm gonna reset that now. It's just filled up. That combined with paying $4.75 a gallon. Oh, this trip, it's gonna cost like double what the last trip cost. But yeah, 8.2, that's kind of what I thought this thing would get towing. I mean, it was getting 13 to 15 before, and we're loaded down. We've got stuff in the camper. We've got lots of gear in the Jeep, and we've got 4 people in here. It's just recipe for disaster in terms of MPG, but recipe for a lot of fun otherwise. All right, we got this locker warning message. I think the rear diff might be getting too hot. Well, I don't know if that's why. So apparently it has nothing to do with towing. It's just the rear locker electrical component goes bad and differential fluid leaks into it. So I guess I don't have a rear locker. Well, the code's gone now.
Until we start driving.
Until it gets too hot again, probably. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. All right, another fill up after 55 miles. 7.4 mpg according to the computer. Price, I would have expected to fill up like a 22-gallon tank.
Dad.
I won't play the music of the video. And we are here. I thought that said 500 amp. Look at these spoiled kids. This is now going to be their idea of camping. Let's see what Mama's got cooking.
Can you bring the beef?
Sounds like a rocket is about to take off. Look, I finally got him to get out of the camper.
No, you didn't. I'm not.
You're not out of the camper? There's the sign, girls. Okay. Hiking to the hot springs. This is where Joey said, this looks like a big Jenga puzzle.
Yeah.
Like you pull a rock out. See, there's my hot wife. Because she's hot.
Yeah. It's hot out here.
It's hot out here. No, she's hot anyways. Yeah, look. There it is. It's like an oasis. In the hot springs pool here at the Rio Grande. Look, there's some bamboo over here.
Can I go in?
Yes.
Wait, I need you to go in.
What the heck?
Mom said.
Where's your shoes? Did you take them off?
Ah, it's cold.
Chico, you should go this way, upstream, and cross over there where it's not as wide. I don't know how deep it gets. Okay. Yeah.
Here.
Mama, your face is all red.
Yeah, did you put sunscreen?
I keep you one. Bring it.
You're cold.
It's okay, Mama.
Want to hear Mommy make some funny sounds?
No.
Oh, you're about to hear them. No, I'm just saying you're going to hear them. Which there's Brooke's favorite thing to do here. Slope down the current. How you swim so fast? There's my little starfish. The healing waters of the hot springs.
It heals you with sand. Mom, you want me to heal you?
Look, it's healing my wound. A lone bluebonnet. No, it just grew there in the middle of this dry wash.
Uh-huh.
Look, it's a desert oasis.
It's a dream when you're in the desert.
Going through the desert again. Last time I walked through here, there was water right here. And it has since dried up. It might not even be that bad over here at the crossing. Here we go. Now I'm gonna like drop my phone in the water.
Oh God, oh Lord.
Yay! Yay! No soggy side. All right, here we go. Last one.
You're gonna fall.
Stay on the path. Going behind the canyon. Look, Brooke's pushing the entire rock. That's a huge rock. Is it cold? Like why am I here? Kind of hates it. After hiking back, we aired down our tires to take Old Maverick Road back to our campsite in Terlingua. This ends up being much shorter than taking the paved road back. After a fun-filled day like this, it was nice coming back to the free solo camper to cook dinner and get a good night's sleep. Overnight, a cold front moved through the area and the fully enclosed camper really made the wind a non-issue. We decided to take a different way back to Fort Stockton by driving up to Fort Davis and the Davis Mountains. We thought we had reservations at the McDonald Observatory for a solar viewing, but it turned out to be on a Tuesday, and this was a Monday, and the observatory is closed on Mondays. We were a little bummed about that, but we decided to take the extra time and check out the Fort Davis National Historic Site before making our way to the hotel in Fort Stockton, from where we will make the final leg back to San Antonio the next day. After putting 1,000 miles towing the 18-foot 2021 Braxton Creek free solo fam travel trailer, actually I'm not sure if they call it travel trailer, it's like a large teardrop, but in my mind that's the ideal built for those who would tow with a lighter vehicle such as a Jeep. I think it has Jeep owners in mind when they design that because it's kind of geared towards off-grid type living, but still with a lot of the same creature comforts that you can have when doing your usual RV camping. It's able to be plugged in and hooked up at an RV campground like we did. It's ideal weight. Only being, the weight that it is, a Jeep can tow it. It's under the Jeep's tow rating of 3,500 pounds. So that's not an issue there. And I must say, the Jeep towed it well. The Jeep towed it, the 4xE towed it the same way that I've towed larger travel trailers in the past with larger vehicles, such as my Ram 1500 Rebel, that I towed a 28-foot trailer in a previous video. It felt the same in terms of stability, in terms of how fast it can pull. The powertrain of the 4xE does excellent there with the amount of power and torque that you have. It has no trouble accelerating with that. Now, the only issue comes into play in the first half on the trip out to Big Bend. I was trying to maintain a faster speed than I probably should have. And that's what ran into the only hiccup we had, which was the rear diff warning light, or the locker warning light that came on. I think that was just a result of the rear diff maybe getting too hot from the speed I was maintaining and the amount of weight on the tongue and the back, I think. And then going through the amount of hills that's in that area. And after analyzing it further, noticing it's a gradual, steady uphill climb as you head west out of San Antonio on Interstate 10. That also accounts for why my gas mileage was better on the way back than on the way there. Let me just bring up my gas mileage log from the trip. These are the highlighted tanks from the trip on the way there. This one that was at Comfort, that included some miles driving in town. So that's a little inaccurate, but these 5 tanks here were dedicatedly towing the camper towards Big Bend National Park. And you can see it ranged from a low of 6.2 right before Sonora, right after that differential issue, to a high of 8.7, which was right when we filled up at Alpine, just before heading down towards Terlingua. The tank that we filled up at Big Bend was our second best tank, because it included charging at the RV park in Terlingua. And then after driving throughout the park to the hot springs and then towards Santa Elena Canyon and back, and this included the tiny bit of off-road, off-pavement driving we did on Old Maverick Road, that fill up at Study Butte was 19.7, which is pretty impressive. I think the Jeep just loved having that trailer off of there and felt light as could be, and then the electric charging helped. So when you take into account all of those tanks, we averaged around 9.81 miles per gallon for the trip, which is pretty good considering we towed pretty much the entire trip. So comparing this to now, we take this trip during a time when gas prices, already increasing, but saw an even higher jump due to the conflicts that are happening in Ukraine and just overall uncertainty in the market. They'd been climbing, but we saw like an even higher spike. That combined, this trip cost significantly more in fuel than the previous trip I went to Big Bend National Park. That previous trip, fuel cost was only $279, and this trip it was over double. Well, not quite double that, but almost. It was $578.66, which is quite a lot. And now keep in mind, I also put premium fuel in because of the 4-cylinder turbo engine. I just want to, especially towing, I really want to squeeze every horsepower and torque rating that I can get out of it. And so that's why I choose premium, even though it is higher cost. But the average price per gallon for the previous trip was around $4.04 per gallon, and the average on this trip was $4.64 per gallon. So quite an increase in the fuel costs. Also, the average miles per gallon on the previous trip was around 15.74. And like I said, this trip, it was much less than that. So anyway, my overall impression of the Jeep 4xE towing is it does great. It does absolutely fantastic. I think it does better than probably any other Jeep due to the added weight and the amount of horsepower and torque that it has. The only other Jeep I could see towing better in a Wrangler format is the Rubicon 392. It doesn't quite weigh as much as the 4xE, but it does definitely have the power and torque to pull anything behind that frame is capable of pulling. Is the 4xE the most ideal tow vehicle? Probably not. I think, if you're looking just to tow, or you want something that can tow and go off-roading, I think there are other options out there that probably be better, such as the Ram Power Wagon. Or even like the ones I've towed in the past, the Ram Rebel. Now those don't go off-road nearly as well as the Jeep Wrangler, especially a Rubicon. And also having to fill up every 50 to 100 miles, that can get kind of annoying and really troublesome sometimes when you're in areas where there's not so many gas stations, such as driving to West Texas. Now we were able to manage this by, filling up at every possible location we could. Every time we saw a gas station, even if I was only at half tank, hence the 50-mile fill-ups, we'd fill up. Now the most it would get on those tanks was about 100, I think 116 was the most miles, almost a full tank. They put in that cushion in there. As far as the 2021 Braxton Creek Free Solo Fam travel trailer, it was great. We really enjoyed it. If you're interested in renting it, I put a link in the description and go check it out. It's available on RV Share. The owner, Justin, great guy. He provides you pretty much everything you need to make this a plug and play camping experience. go check out the link below and take it out and make some memories. Anyway, this is what it was like towing with the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 4xE. Take it for what it's worth. It did the job. It got it done. Wasn't the fastest setup, wasn't the most ideal setup, but it did it, and it did it great. Much better than I was expecting, especially for a Jeep Wrangler towing a fully enclosed travel trailer. So there you have it. So if you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and hit the bell to be notified of the next motoring adventure. And remember, it's all about the memories. The rest is just details.